Hello, welcome to the Redmen TV. It's half time, live and uncensored. This show is going to be a load of shit. If you're a Liverpool fan, if you're an Arsenal fan, this is probably the best thing you've ever seen in your lives, apart from the last 8 minutes of that first half.
Shell shock, mate. Absolutely shell shock.
It was one of the, I don't think necessarily we were dreadful, we were poor in the first 15 minutes. Arsenal thought was sensational the way they came out and attacked us. But they blew themselves out and we got a real strong foothold in the game. Having weathered that storm, we actually looked alright for a decent portion of that half.
We did. You're right. I think first 15 minutes they came out like we did at Anfield last season.
Yeah.
And somehow we got through at 0-0. We gathered the foothold in the game. We started to attack. They were playing with a high line. Our passing seemed to just click a little bit. We created a few chances. That Markovic chance where he passes it on to Sterling, it's absolutely the right call.
Yeah.
It's a shit pass at the end of the day. He's got to play that so that Sterling can get to the ball and we'd be 1-0 up.
Yeah, well, let's talk a little bit about that chance then, Jack. I mean, I think Chris is right there. We were watching the game, we discussed this at the time, is that I think if he's a centre forward, he takes that on and slots it. Because he's not been in the team. I agree with his decision to try and play Sterling in there. Because if he misses it, who the fuck's Lazar Markovic? You're damned if you do and you're damned if you don't.
No, he was coming in, he's right-footed. He had a man leaning in from his right-hand side, and I think the angle was just too narrow to slot it in at his near post. He had to either go for the far post, which is a really difficult shot on your right foot across goal, or square, but he made the right decision. It was just a poor pass, disappointing.
It's a terrible pass though, isn't it, Dan?
Yeah, absolutely shocking. I mean, 99 times out of 100 he'd have put that perfectly in Sterling's path and it would have been in the net, but it was dreadful.
But it's I think the worst thing about the whole thing is you go a goal down and you go, yeah, all right, fair play, great goal by Bellingham to get them in it. Then the free kick, well, sometimes things happen, but 3-0 down.
They scored two absolutely world-class goals, didn't they? And they're capable of that, you know. And we're able to create. In fact, that chance of Sterling from Markovic was the best chance of the whole game.
Yeah.
Clearest chance of the whole game.
Well,
they just score great goals because they've got talented players. And then a third one, where I don't know whether Mignolet's to blame or not. Let's give credit to Sanchez for the shot. But to concede 3 goals that quickly, at side that hasn't conceded an away goal for months.
Yeah,
it's like opening the floodgates, that wasn't it?
It's shocking, isn't it?
Yeah. Half an hour in, I felt quite encouraged because even thinking back to that sort of near disastrous first 5-10 minutes, we could at least sit there and think, actually, we sort of created their chances as well. So we're the team who are, we're the team who created something for ourselves. They've not done, and then all of a sudden
we've been the agents of our own demise. It's like it's shades of the first half of the season all over again.
Scale.
Oh no, but it's been at times, Chris. It's been, I can't even put into words how shockingly bad us in possession has been. There was a point after 15 minutes where they had 74% of possession, and they're always going to come out at us. But how many times we gave the ball away senselessly?
Yeah, somehow we managed to get 0-0 then though. At the end of the day, their first 2 goals that they created them. There was nothing. It wasn't us playing badly. That was just them. That Bellerin one is just incredible. The way he drops the shoulder, Moreno's just left stood there, and it's a striker's finish. It's a great finish, and Mignolet's got no chance. And the second goal, what a free kick! What a free kick! I mean, I am gutted and I'm shell shocked. But it just shows you how quickly a game can change. That was 8 minutes. We can get back into it. We really can.
The worst thing was that conceding the third goal at 2-0. I'd have thought, given the chances we created, that we could still get something from the game. A third goal now, I think, is a really, really difficult.
Well, this is the worst thing. This is leaving us now into greatest games the Premier League has ever seen of all time, ever.
Hey, that Newcastle game was this week's.
Yeah.
In 1996, wasn't it? Come on!
We went 3-0 down away from home. But look, it's hard to be.
It's balls out though. It's balls out now. We've got nothing to lose.
Once we settled into the game and started passing the ball properly, the system that we're playing seemed to be working.
Yeah.
But it's not working quite well enough.
But what's the point? He's completely wasted out. not having an impact on
And
the
the
game.
central midfield areas lacked someone like Henderson. You know, that was a fact.
There was that article in the week, wasn't there, about Messi and how he's never scored in the first 2 minutes of a match, and he spends the first 2 minutes not getting involved. He just walks around and watches just to suss out what people are doing. I got the impression our 3 centre backs had done that early on there. Where are they going to go then?
Just ridiculous.
But there was too much space between our defence and our midfield. That's where they're finding their players. And that, you know, even when we started to play well, that space was still there. And it was always going to cause us problems if we didn't solve that problem. Now, Lucas Leiva is 1 man against 3 in that gap. So even with Alan and Lucas in there, we're still getting overrun in that space by their midfielders. We need to change that. My worry now is that if we bring Sturridge on, what does that do to the rest of the team?
Yeah.
Because if we are going to go balls out, we need to throw an extra body up front, I think.
The success so far has been the pace of Markovic and Sterling to a slightly lesser extent, and one of those has got to be sacrificed if you want to change it dramatically.
And not even necessarily in personnel terms, but in position terms, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because you said maybe Alan could come off, you could bring Henderson in, you'd then put Markovic or whomever to the right wing back position, put Sturridge up front. But
I'd be tempted to go with that 3-6-1 that was mentioned in the comments. Bring on Sturridge for Moreno, put Markovic left, Sterling on the right, and get Sturridge up top with the diamond then.
Well, yeah, but Moreno's it's been okay, but in an attacking sense. But I think you're right in that there's a couple of opportunities, and that's he's almost like, is he attacking enough? It sounds mad, but you know, the couple of times when he's picking the ball up on the left hand side, I don't know. Maybe I think it's probably maybe being a bit nitpicky at this point when we're talking about the Moreno not being quite attacking enough. We're 3-0 down away from home at the Emirates. The question is, and this is a big question for everyone watching at home as well. Have Liverpool done enough in that half to say let's not make any changes at half time? You know, should we give it 10 minutes and then make a change, or 15 minutes and make the changes? Is there enough there to think that we might actually be able to get a foothold back in the game, keeping it the same for a little bit? Because so we've seen Sturridge just warming up at half time. You mentioned, Chris, the last couple of games we've made a very big and positive change at half time in games. You know, for you, is that would you do the same?
If it was 2-0, I'd have probably kept it the same as we were first half, because I thought we were playing okay. We were into the game with 2 great goals. Because it's 3-0, I do think we have to change it massively. I think it's just go balls out. We either get beat 5-0 or we go for it. And that's where and the problem is where this game is in relation to the rest of our season. I don't think we can afford to lose this game. So I would rather just see us go for something and try and get a draw out of this game. It's highly fucking unlikely, but you know what? I'd rather see us go for it and lose 6-0 than fucking not go for it.
A lot of times when you're 3-0 down at half time, you just say go out and make sure you don't lose the second half the same way, or you know, at least get a draw or even win it 1-0. You don't normally think in terms of how can we get this back to 3-3 or 4-3. But you're right, this game is our season. You know, we don't get in the top 4 if the score stays the same. We've got to try and turn it around. So what? Go for it.
Yeah. All that gloating we did about last season I think we need to be careful. I don't think we need to necessarily go ridiculous. There's no point. Look, what I mean, there's no point going to like 2 at the back.
No.
I don't know. I
Although I thought we had 2 at the back.
If we're 9 points behind Man United, if they win this weekend, or sorry, 8 points behind United and 9 points behind Arsenal, what's it matter what this score is?
Yeah, but the point is, if we go all out ridiculous attack and they get another goal in the first 5 minutes, that second half,
It leaves us nowhere to go.
there's not. It's absolutely, it's dead now pretty much, isn't it? But it's absolutely, completely and utterly dead and buried. Whereas you need to just get into this half, get back on the ball, see what happens for 5-10 minutes. If you can nick a goal like that, then you can go. Then you can go for it. But the point is, it could be game.
Well,
it could
it's
be
pie in the sky.
This is what we did. But
It's pie in the sky.
yeah, but this is what we did. This is exactly what we did. What they did to us last season. They come out second half and went, right, go ahead, we'll give a really good go. And they continued and went more attacking, and we just mopped them. That's the real danger here. Like, I mean,
I don't think we're going to be taking Mignolet off or anything daft like that. You know, I mean,
for
but we're going to change the system presumably to make us a bit more dangerous. And that means you'll have to take some chances at the back.
It's ridiculous to say it 3-0 down, but in a funny kind of way, half time's come at the right time. you know.
It came about
Came
a
up
bit too
and-
late.
It's too fucking late in fairness.
Let's
I
just
can only
quickly,
hope that the players who were sat in that dressing room are determined to get out there and put in a much better
They
performance.
better fucking happy, otherwise they don't deserve to be us. Let's have a quick look at some tweets. At Kinesoni or whatever. Remember when you put Mignolet and you combined Arsenal Liverpool 11? Remember when you put Moreno and Sacco in there? Yeah, I do, vividly. But the worst thing about it is Mignolet. I think there's definitely question marks over his positioning for the free kick, and that it from Sanchez. I've seen them go in, but maybe should position better for that. But it's easy to forget now at 3-0 down. But he made 2 phenomenal saves in the first 5-10 minutes that actually kept. This game could have been a cricket score by this point if we collapsed in that opening 15 minutes. So. Yeah. But to be fair, let's see Espina actually have a save to make before we totally and utterly write Mignolet off as the best keeper on the pitch today. Let's see. David at the Shanahan 9930 says, I think we're no longer in for top 4. 45 minutes, mate. 45 minutes. Football's match.
I like Mark Scores. We put out a tweet saying just how do we approach this second half, and Mark Scores says play next goal wins. Love a bit of next goal wins right now.
They've got the balls. Have you got it, Arsenal? Have you got the cojones necessary to go next goal wins? And then maybe follow up with a little game of 3 and in.
I think goalie in and out is
Goalie in and out.
mandatory.
Yeah. I think we sort of did
I
that.
think we've been playing that
for
anyway.
their
haven't
second
we?
and third goals, to be fair. Lee Colbrand is hid behind the sofa. Utrecht Wallace says give up and don't risk a Sturridge injury. Nah. Go home. If you're already go somewhere deeper into the bowels of your house. I'm not having this give up and go home fucking shite, you know what I mean? Come on, 45 minutes to play, look, it's ridiculous. Odds are completely and utterly stacked against us, we've got no chance of doing it, but you know what, fuck it.
That's when we do it.
What?
That's when we do it.
Yeah, look, mental things have happened. Liverpool have started just coming on, excellent. Look, mental things have happened. Liverpool have had crazy results in the past. It could go their way even more, but you know what, fuck it, let's believe. Let's just say Liverpool go out there, 11 players out there, playing for the shit, playing for the pride. Go and do it, Liverpool. 4-3, please. Anyway, thanks very much for watching the Halftime Show. Enjoy the second half, hopefully, and we'll be back with normal post-match content afterwards. Cheers.